Coming to you live from the land of chlamydia-ridden koalas. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
Welcome to the Log Power Slave and Wyland Games Friendship Monetization Podcast for fucking 2021.
We're starting angry in 2021.
I don't know if we are. I kind of like, I'm just reading the room a little bit. Look, it's, Maddie, first and foremost, let's just do this because like, we've spoken probably a little bit, but we haven't had our like hour and a half of talking every week. So let's just jump straight in.
You know why? Because you're playing fucking Sea of Thieves and I'm playing
fucking Tarkov.
And I'm playing antisocial Tarkov, which for people who don't know, it's not a game you can have. Destiny's a game that you can have people you can be talking shit, doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
Tarkov's like, excuse me, Log. Can you shut the fuck up before you get me killed? It's not that.
It's like, oh man, yeah, how have you been? Shh. Fucking footsteps. Somebody. Oh, shh, you fucking hear that? Shh. And then it's like, shh. Oi, shh.
Footsteps.
Oh, look, sorry, Matt. I didn't mean it. And then you hear the dun dun, and him and everyone else playing Tarkov's fucked off to the channel, and that's it. That's it.
So,
that's been me and Matt for fucking weeks. It's been good though.
I've recruited, mate. My little Tarkov gang is getting bigger.
Yeah, it's funny because it's sort of I've gone one way and you've gone the other, and we've each sort of drawn.
Draw your troops. Take your troops with you.
Half of the DDU crew of mates has come with me to Sea of Thieves. The other half's gone to Taki with Matt, and basically Sassy's like our shared child. The shared child.
You get it Mondays, Wednesdays.
Custody battles over. It's fucking weird, but look, we're here and we're laughing about it. But I guess the big news that look, we're gonna get into Destiny. We're gonna go through the top. We're gonna talk about all that sort of shit. And admittedly, like I haven't played since Iron Banner last week. Matt probably hasn't played since about 2018, so it doesn't fucking really matter. But we're going to go through the 12. We're going to talk about a few of the core issues that are probably making Destiny a lot less fun than it needs to be for a whole heap of us at the moment. But the most important thing that has happened over the fucking time that we have not been doing this podcast, that we have been indeed off the air, is that Matt has gone full time. Have you not?
Full-time content creator. I worked like a fucking animal on my PhD over Christmas. I took Christmas off. I took the Saturday and Sunday off, and then I just powered on through. I actually sort of forgot that I submitted my thesis, and I'm like, no one's called me back yet. There's still work I need to do on it, but I've checked out. I really hope it doesn't come back with many edits.
As far as you're concerned, it's done.
I've checked out. It's mainly done, and I know there's going to be more work. But look, I don't know why I thought I was going to have more time being a full-time content creator. Since I started, what was it? 1st of January? Well, no, would have been. Maybe it was. I don't know. We did the cooking. No, 3rd. We did the cooking stream on the 3rd, I think. That was the first stream. 4th of January started, so it's been a couple of weeks. I've pretty much been going from about 6:30 a.m. into about 9 p.m. like every day.
Yep.
Minus lunch and minus jiu-jitsu session. And I'm like, what the fuck? How was I doing this before with a PhD? How do I have less time than before?
You know what it is? You get sucked into things and it doesn't matter. Like, It's like money, right? If the more money you have, the more money you find a way to fucking spend. The same thing happens with free time. The more free time you have, the more you fucking find ways to waste your free time.
I will admit, I've been on the Twitter DMs a bit more. That's for sure. Getting sucked into your bullshit.
I don't know. I've been like, it's nice to have Matt around. We can fucking actually talk to him. But then you just have these days where it's like, no, he's clearly gone back into business mode because you just drop off the face of the fucking earth.
Yeah. Well, so I've been doing. I started with 5-hour streams, and I'm like, I've got zero time to do edits. I finished at like midday. I do like 7 at midday. I get off. I have lunch. Because, I started at 7 a.m. Yeah, morning poop. You fucking, go to the bathroom, have lunch. It's 1 o'clock, mate. And then jiu-jitsu's at 4:30. 3.5 hours. You can't make a fucking YouTube video in 3.5 hours.
You can do part of a YouTube video.
You can do part of it.
Trust me.
So the last law video took me 3 fucking days. I'm like, I can't be taking 3 days to make a fucking law video.
Not if you're going to do other shit as well, which we can talk about in a minute. You fucking deliberately clickbait piece of shit fucking YouTuber scum that you've turned into.
I wonder how that is going. Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I feel like you're coming into your own a little bit. Obviously, you had the Myland Games recipe of turning up, talking shit for an hour, and not really doing anything. But it's stayed true to form, and it's good. It's good to see, man, and it's been good to hang out while I can at work. Not that I'm wasting time or anything and being irresponsible, but hey,
it is good. It's good. We got lots of more stuff coming up. We can talk a bit more about it at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, what we might do, we might jump in. What have I been doing over my time off? Not much. I've been playing Sea of Thieves. I've been streaming Sea of Thieves. I've been sporadically wearing a pirate hat and fucking yelling out and probably drinking too much.
Have you had any VoIP against players? PvP? any shit talk?
Honestly, the first night we were on it, there was a boat and they sounded like kids, but they were just punching out the N-bomb like you would not believe. Like it was abhorrent. It was so fucking bad. And I'm like, whatever. So we just made it a point of chasing them around the map and fucking sinking them and just ruining their night and intermittently telling them to grow up. So just look, for a game that is cartoony as fuck, that Sea of Thieves has a level of cyberbullying in it that is not in Destiny whatsoever. You can be so fucking mean in that game, and then you add to the fact that it's basically got open VoIP in proximity, and it's just chaos. I've been just going around asking people if they're rad. That's all I do. I'm like, are you cool? And if people say yes, then I'll leave them. No one ever says yes, though. Everyone's a fuckwit. That's what's great about it. Like, there's a boat over there. Do we sink him? Yeah, of course we sink him. That's what the fucking game is. But it's been good. It's a change of pace, and I don't know. I mean, I've been having fun with it on stream, and I think everyone's sort of at the point now where people are willing to watch stuff that isn't Destiny too. So we're just doing what we can and having fun while we can. And I guess we can talk about Matt's fucking Tarkov shit later on, and we can, I don't know, maybe we do a segment where we talk about stuff that isn't Destiny on purpose. We've been through this before as a podcast where we hit these like content droughts or lulls in fucking, the Destiny doldrums where it's not particularly a great time to be talking about Destiny. So we'll fucking do that. We'll do that. I think that's the plan.
Good. I was going to say something about Sea of Thieves, then I forgot, and then I thought,
I don't know.
I love that's the thing. That's what makes proximity chat so exciting. It's a thrill. It's a thrill of who you're going to meet. I mean, I love that shit. I probably should get into it, but that's what I was going to say.
I'll tell you who's bad on it. Sassy's bad on it. He's like, he doesn't say anything when people initially come up, and then when we've sunk them, he'll give him the like, it didn't pan out for you, did it? Yeah.
This is what I was going to say.
Come on, what were you going to say?
We perfectly represent the two types of Destiny players, right?
Yeah.
You've gone to a game that the whole mechanic is to just get loot for cosmetics. Is that correct?
It's true.
There's literally no other objective in that game. You're collecting loot for the sake of collecting loot.
Yeah, it's you. I mean, you're just getting you're leveling up to then get better quests to make more money to spend on shit that ultimately doesn't change your experience at all. It's like, in a weird way, it is completely freeing because you make so much fucking money, and if you look at something and you go, "Oh, I might buy that," you just buy it. You don't have to fucking worry about it. Money grows back if you play the game. It doesn't really fucking matter. Just do what you want. It's good in that way. And what are you? How do you sum up Tarkov as the opposite end of the Destiny pole?
Like I'm getting better gear so I can shit on other people. It's function.
Yeah, all right. So mine's flare and yours is function. That's basically yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. I still don't understand how going through like some third world Balkan state fucking with heavily armed and armored looking for fucking hard drives makes sense. But at some point you're going to have to explain it to me. Yeah, why is it hard drives? Who wants a fucking graphics card in that context? And who would leave a good graphics card in a fucking third world shithole war-torn fucking country?
Oh, I don't know the law because it's a game I don't have to read law about.
Right. Is there a Tarkov law guy?
Probably not. The Tarkov community is a bit of an... Every community's got their own quirks, but the Tarkov community is filled with a lot of people that are very passionate about guns. It's a very gun...
Yeah, because it's all real. It's all real guns, right? Like they're all.
Yeah, and like you know, you buy a fucking, you know, I don't even know what it's called, the charge handle. You can buy different charge handles for your gun. Do you know what I mean?
Do you feel like you're inherently at a disadvantage then, being an Australian who's probably never even seen a gun?
Mate, if you wanna offend 90% of the people in Tarkov, just call Like, what's the difference with magazine and what's the common mistake with the magazines?
Clip? I don't know.
Yeah. Call a magazine a clip and a clip a magazine. And then call when you're not aiming down sights, call that hip fire. And everyone will lose their fucking mind because it's not hip fire. It is point firing because it's on the shoulder.
Look, I'll say this. I was gonna play this game with you on stream at some point. At some yet to be determined point. I don't know if I can handle that kind of pressure of like
No one watches my Tarkov streams. I've already pissed everyone off.
Yeah, good idea. I mean, when you get raided by Aqua and then you what did you It was funny. You turn around and you were just the most Mylan games of all time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right, let's do the fucking 12. We can talk about all this shit later.
Yeah. We're getting into it.
Yeah. I just missed the button. It took me a second longer to come back. Hi, we're here. Fights with DC. Yeah, we're not. Maybe we'll have a beef with the DCP just to fill in some fucking dead time.
DCP knows we would fucking roll them. I'm putting it out there.
I feel like that's the case.
I'm sure they were in my jiu-jitsu stream this morning. They're like, oh no.
Yeah, and I'll just be the guy that stands behind you going, yeah.
You sick 'em.
All right, so this week at Bungie, it's the first TWABs that we've had since Destiny's come back from, well, everyone at Bungie's come back from their Christmas break and all that sort of stuff. So as much as Destiny's in a bit of a rough spot, I'm looking directly at Shackle right now as I say Destiny's in a rough spot.
I thought of that
That's
too.
the fucking greatest video of all time. But look, I hope everyone had a good break over Christmas. That's first and foremost the most important thing. So in the interim, in the period of time that passed between everyone going on Christmas holidays and stuff and now, there's been kind of this enormous groundswell of people just fucking hating Stasis, right? Like a mountainous, like I don't know. It was kind of like it started. I think the first person I really saw like just like, no, I just hate it. Get it out of the game. Well, it was probably Tony. And I'm like, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And I thought, I don't know, it's not bothering me all that much, but I use it. And then as time goes on and the longer I'm in a game, in a sandbox, being fucking shadow-dived by hunters, the less fun I'm having. So the good news is that the TWAB basically addresses the fact that they are going to be nerfing the fucking shit out of shadow dive. So good. We'll get to that in a minute. The other thing that I think this is really the thing that has kicked everyone in the guts and sort of put Destiny in a position where people are finding it kind of unrewarding is sunsetting and the lack of a loot pool, right? So there's a few things in here.
Oh, what do you mean? Tell me more. Haven't noticed.
I know you haven't noticed because you haven't been fucking playing it, but like, everyone knows this shit. We've talked about it. And there's a few things in the 12 that we'll read that sort of govern it. That sort of they're putting in next season to address it. I'm doing a bad job of talking about this. I'm a bit out of practice, a bit rusty. All right, so
get to the point, cunt.
Right, rewards update, Dreaming City and the Moon. Right, here is the list of what we'll be seeing in season 13, which is next season. Reissuing of the Dreaming City Reverie Dawn and Moon Dreambane armor. Reissuing 4 weapons for Dreaming City with new perk pools. Reissuing 4 weapons with from the Moon perk pool, from the Moon with new perk pools, and there's some more fucking master.
I'm confused. Sectors. Can you just break this down to fucking dumb?
So what
levels?
what they're doing is bringing back old weapons again because they've realized that there's not enough loot in the loot pool.
So they sunsetted stuff and they're bringing stuff back that they previously sunsetted because...
So what's coming back? The 8 guns that are coming back are the Waking Vigil, Sleepless, Vouchsafe, and Retold Tale. So, the Dreaming City shit. Waking Vigil being the one that everyone farmed out of the menagerie, the hand cannon that was fucking great. And the 4 weapons for the Moon are Premonition, Heretic, Blasphemer, and Apostate. So the Shadowkeep.
And shit. You have to re-earn them?
Yes.
So the ones you've got won't
the ones
update.
You've got stay in the bin, which I think is what fucks it. Right? To take the gloves off for a second, there is nothing fun about having an excellent version of a gun sitting in your vault that you can't use in endgame content, and then having to go and grind it all over again to try and get a decent roll to be able to use it in endgame content.
Okay, so what are people going to be playing to grind these?
It says Dreaming City weapons that drop in. I mean, it's
what the well.
They're in the pool. They're in the pool.
In the pool.
They're in the pool. They're just in the whirlpool. In the whirlpool. Pool.
In the pool.
Yeah. I mean, look, they've got new perks, right? So cool. But as I said on a fucking tweet yesterday, I'm yet to see a gun be reprised that has the chance of being better than it could have been back in the day, right? Like the first time these guns came around, like Waking Vigil, is a fucking, like, what, you're going to beat opening shot, Rick Round, snapshot? No. So it might have a different perk pool. It's probably going to be worse. I don't get it. I fucking, it's just annoying the shit out of me. This is what's killing me. And it's killing you, Matt, by extension. I can tell.
On the whole,
yes,
everyone, I think, likes the idea of sunsetting with the massive asterisk that says, as long as there's more loot.
Yeah. Right. Right.
New and exciting loot.
To come back to the fucking 2 directions that Matt and I have splintered off from Destiny. 1, it needs to look pretty and cool. And 2, it needs to have function that you can shit on people with. And it's kind of like, here's the guns again. Like, look, there isn't a whole heap of cool shit in the Beyond Light sort of loot pool either, mind you. You know, there's some cool guns. The raid weapons are pretty cool. The world guns pretty ordinary, really. Nothing really to be excited about there. So I think people are at the point of like, well, the new shit isn't interesting enough. The old shit's not there anymore. Why do I care? Right? Like that's where we are. So now people are going, well, there's no fucking reason, right? I don't know. I think they've got to address it. I think.
Hey, when were you last excited for a piece of loot?
In Destiny, the only gun I've got that I care about, that I've got since Beyond Light, is my True Prophecy. So one piece of loot. Beyond that, I'm still using all of my armor from previous seasons. I'm still using, like I would be excited if they had a energy slot 120, because then I could use that and my shotgun, my Astral that I love. So like,
I was excited with some of the raid drops. I'll give them that.
They're cool. Like admittedly, the raid drops, the raid loot looks fucking cool. I like it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there is nothing in there that stands out as like, I feel like if you're going to have raid loot, it at least needs to be strong enough to become dominant in the meta, right? And it just hasn't. It just hasn't at all. Like you want that. You want the guns in the raid, like fucking Fatebringer from way back in the day. I need to go and do the raid to get this gun.
That's what I was saying. All right, can you name for me all the raid weapons?
I mean, I would have been able to a couple of weeks back.
Okay. I guess
I know what they all are. I know what the pool is. Like, I can't remember the fucking name.
Do you know what? I just feel like we had iconic weapons.
Yeah.
People remember them, like and I don't know if that's because it was D1 and we're mixing in nostalgia with Volta Glass and all that kind of stuff. But like, I can't really, Wisp of the Worm. There's still some guns out there that is like, someone said Cloud Strike. Like, yeah, there are still some there that, bring those feelings back. And you're like, oh man, I really want this, whether it's an exotic piece or not.
Yeah.
But when it comes to legendaries, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, like that was it. Like this season was defined by, at least in my opinion, True Prophecy, and they took it out of the loot pool halfway through because it was so fucking dominant, right? It was like, holy shit, everyone is just using this one fucking gun. We're going to take it out of the loot pool, which to me made no sense. They should have just let everyone fucking get it. If it's, at that step, it's like, at that point, it's just a misstep in that you kind of have to let it ride.
So like,
I feel like, sorry, Matty, you go.
No. I was just going to say, it's obvious that it was the right idea implemented too early. Yeah. It was the right idea and not implemented correctly with having loot to replace old stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone argues it's not the right idea. I just think.
Oh, look,
I don't understand how it could be such an oversight, though. It's like.
That's what worries me. Is that, like. Look, I'll say this, and there'll be a lot of people who this will probably shit them off, but I agree with sunsetting in principle, 100%. I feel that having an inherent way to turn over the sandbox of the game, to take things that are shitty out, like Mountaintop and all of the guns that we fucking were just sick to fucking death of, that needs to exist in some capacity. But there just isn't enough shit to replace this. Like the fact that there isn't even a 120 hand cannon in the energy slot. Like, if that's the way you want to play, there isn't even an option that you can. It's just, I want a secondary slot 120. Just, okay, well, fuck off. Just, there's not one, right? And there's so many fucking guns in Destiny. And like 80% of them now are just, in the bin. I don't know. I feel like what they need to do is just say, okay, we're bringing, maybe fucking divide the loot pool into fucking 4 quarters. And at any one time, a quarter of all of the guns in Destiny are viable and like are obtainable that season, and just rotate it through so that, in every year, just about everything's viable. And then when there's shit outlier guns, like fucking Mountaintop and whatever, they just get fucking see you later. They never get brought forward. They just fucking die in obscurity. That's the way to deal with it. I just feel like it was such an aggressive step and like a needed one, to be fair, because everyone was fucking bitching about the sandbox. Like the fact that the Bungie could even say we're taking just about every gun out of the loot pool, and everyone go, okay, cool, this could be cool. Fucking that says how sick of the way it was we were. But I don't know. I feel like this is the issue. This isn't, like Stasis. Yeah, Stasis is broken, and there's parts of it that are way too powerful, and it's kind of out of kilter. But I feel like the thing that has been misjudged here in this content release is the permanence of it, right? Like the okay, we're doing these things to get gear, okay, and if it's not exotic gear, ultimately you're going to lose it anyway, and that diminishes it in its inherent value. Why bother? Like it may well, but you may well have it for a year, but I'm already feeling like that about guns, right? Like I get a new drop, I'll look at what season it is, and I go, okay, well I guess I'll keep that. It might come in handy later. I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard sell.
Here's the thing moving forward, right? I really hope there was a lot of structural system things that took place in Beyond Light. Like all the consoles being updated.
Yeah.
And they did a big reset on a lot of things of the removal of planets, all this kind of stuff. And I think everyone got the impression, all right, this is like setting up for the future. My hope is we can't have another release that's like, yeah, I understand how much fucking resources go into this stuff, but at the end of the day, you still need a game with content in it. Like I understand, like, all right, we got to fucking update all the consoles. We got to do like all these system things. Like they need to be there. They need to happen. But how many years like do we like? Okay, well now we're on to PlayStation 5. Now we got to update this. Now we got to. It's like just there's got to be some direction into. Hey, we're going to just make more people make more guns and perks. We're going to make this team 3 times as big as it was before.
Yeah, and I think they've openly stated that they're doing that. That like in-game assets are something that they're putting a renewed focus on. But part of it, and look, we love Bungie, right? Like, and we have for a long time. But part of me is like, how did you miss the fact that like so much was leaving and not see this issue coming? I mean, maybe they did. Like, maybe that's the thing. Maybe there's been someone in a meeting has gone, this is going to go bad. And they were fucking right. And it was just, well, maybe we couldn't do anything about it quick enough. Maybe someone had a different take on it. They
probably mapped it all out. COVID came along. They're like,
yeah,
we're just going to rip the Band-Aid off. We just got to do it. Rip the Band-Aid off. People are going to be pissy. And we'll hope we'll double down and hopefully give them heaps of loot next time.
Look, that, and I guess the other thing that we probably need to address that's a real kind of that sort of started the kind of, I don't want to use the term exodus, but that's more or less what it's been, is just the state of PvP, right? That for had this content release and PvP lost content, right? Like maps went, nothing new came at all. And I get that like people are like, oh, it's a PvE game, there's a new raid and all that sort of shit. And I'm like, look, if that's the way you want to play the game, that's fine. If all you want to do is fucking run raids and strikes back to back, that's great. But that isn't Destiny, right? That's not all of Destiny. Destiny is and always will be the marriage of both. So the second that you get PvP to the point where it is more or less that everyone is sick of it, it's not particularly enjoyable because of Stasis, and it's losing content, people just go, fuck this, and they leave, right? Like, they're some of the most skilled players in the game, and like, fucking think about how dedicated people who are PvP mains in this game, like, that stream, that do trials carries, that do all of that shit, and have hung around for fucking years and years and years to get to the point where like it's gone severely backwards. and they've endured it, and now that it's finally enough is enough. The only thing that has happened in PvP in like 18 months is Trials, and Trials is such a shit state that they could fucking come along in the next TWAB and say, look, we fucked Trials up, we're removing it, and I don't even think people would complain. Like, it is, that's where we're at, right? So even for even for me, who, like, I am a predominantly PvP player. I'm not great at it by any stretch of the imagination, but if you've listened to the podcast for any length of time, you'll know that that's kind of what I do. It's my default. I play Control, whatever. I'm at the point where I'm bored and I'm not, like, sweaty. I play Trials for fun. Like, I'm whatever. There is nothing for me to chase. I've done 5,500 in all of my seasons to get unbroken. There is nothing at all for me to do. So, Sea of Thieves. I think that we honestly, and like, I know that people would be shitty about this. There just needs to be a season of fucking PvP. Like, where every resource they've got goes into developing new and interesting shit for PvP. Because the entirety of Beyond Light was PvE. So,
see, like,
I think that's where it needs to go.
This is why it will never happen, because Bungie, right, even with all, Beyond Light had a good launch.
Yeah, it was good.
Right, now we're into, and it is good. It's not what Destiny fans are used to, because they like to play Destiny for fucking 12 hours a day and there's nothing to get anymore, right?
Yeah.
But have a think from, like, the executive point of view. Why would they allocate more resources when they still sold heaps of copies? What? Because you got angry fucking trolls. Guess what? They're gonna fucking buy it anyway.
Yeah, you're right. In that context,
we're gonna do a good marketing campaign. We'll add some shiny stuff. People like, oh, I don't know. I'd really just love to know where Bungie's heart is in Destiny and if they're just looking towards the new IP. Because you got to think, right? They're working on a new IP that's making fucking $0, and that's got to have a great launch.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Bungie's like me using Destiny lore and sponsors to fund my variety content.
To some extent, yeah, but that's also research and development in any business, right? You use your current offering to, bolster your future offering. That is what it is. Do I think that? I don't know. I mean, I would love to get an unguarded opinion on that from inside Bungie on whether or not,
I'd love to know.
Maybe it's just at a point where everyone's feeling a bit sick of it, right? Like, it's gone on for a long time, and like, there's been a lot of upheaval in Destiny, and it's been really, really, really tumultuous sort of over the last 2 years. There's been some super high points like Forsaken, and even Shadowkeep was pretty good. Beyond Light at launch was great, except for the loot stuff. I feel like Stasis is an interesting development, and like, while it was overcooked, we always knew it was going to be overcooked. It was always going to be fucking stupidly powerful, and there would be an adjustment in the sandbox. But do I think that, like, maybe we're getting to a point where it's like, holy fuck, we as a community scream for all these things that we want, and then we get them and go, it's not perfect, right? This isn't, I got exactly what I wanted, and now I don't want it anymore. Fuck you. And like, how many times can you dish that up to someone and have them throw it back in your face, and you go, oh, okay, well, it's my job to do it again. Like, I would...
Part of me just feels like, look, I don't know. It's just like, you just need a reset. Community's fucked. Nothing. We're never going to be happening. Bungie's got way too, like, their model is way too hard to live up to. They haven't proven that they can punch out content every quarter. It hasn't happened. When has it happened? We get one good release a year in September, and then the previous quarters we have the same conversation. But True. People keep buying it, so whatever.
Like, occasionally we get like a standout season. There has been good seasons. The Rivals was pretty good. What was the season of fucking Menagerie the year before? It was pretty good. Like there's been moments, but there hasn't been consistency, and I think that's the issue. And people right now are feeling like we're coming into the point of like the downswing again after the big release. Admitted, look, the seasonal stuff this season, I couldn't give a fucking shit about. I don't give a fuck about the Crow. I know that like everyone else is frothing on him on the internet, but like honestly, as a character, I've never like. And this is
shut up.
Super fucking harsh, but I just don't fucking care. I'm not invested in this guy.
No, they did good with the Crow. They did good.
You
with
reckon?
The Crow. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just every time he's in voice dialogue, I fucking cringe. Oh, I'm a guardian now. Oh, look at me.
Nah,
it would have been heaps more interesting if they kept the character so it was kind of opaque whether he understood who he still was or not. So that there was like story friction there. Because at the moment it's like, he's been reborn and he's lovely now. And I'm like, cool, I don't care.
You are triggering me.
Good.
No, the story, there hasn't really been, look, apart from the whole Tannic thing, the story in Beyond Light and Hunt has been fine. It hasn't been, in fact, it's probably better than it's previously been. This is more about the loot than anything else. And it's like, oh, I just hope all these learnings go into whatever Bungie's also working on. Hope all these practices, all these teachings,
I mean, look, they absolutely have to be. And look, I mean, admittedly, everything we're talking about now is colored by the fact that, you know, as much as anyone else, we're both a little bit disenfranchised with the game at the moment. We're playing other games. It's like I spent 90% of my life listening to fucking metal, and then occasionally, just occasionally, I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm going to go and listen to fucking synthwave for a bit because my palette of metal is full. I'm just like that with Destiny at the moment. It's just not scratching the itch that it normally does, and I think that that's a normal thing. But I do think there's going to need to be big changes, and they're going to need to be relatively short term.
I mean, for me, you guys, you know, we're very different gamers. Like I've got ADHD when it comes to games. I get bored super quick.
Yep.
And I don't know. I can't see even like adding new loot and stuff. Like I don't get the excitement from Destiny anymore, and that's just maybe because I've been playing it for so long.
Yeah, that's a factor as well. I do.
There's an element of people just play. Like we got friends. Where's fucking Aura? He just does shit because he sets himself his own goals that are just ridiculous. Like Halo.
He's fucking
and he fucking hates every moment of it. And I'm like, why are you fucking doing it then?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's most of the Destiny community.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's that grinding top level of player is that, and you see it written all over, like, and I'm not trying to discredit anyone's like opinion or whatever, but like when you're playing this game fucking 10 hours a day for a living, you've got to realize that your takes on the game have departed severely from 90% of the player base, right? So when it's like, there's nothing to chase anymore, we're like, in terms of guns, no. But like, I still haven't finished all the Beyond Light story shit. And most of those people would have done that shit in the first week because they've just gunned the fuck out of it. It's like, but that's it. Like the completionists in Destiny.
Yeah, there's a lot of completionists, people like collecting, people like ticking off the boxes. And
I don't play
it's just not my personality. I've never got a seal. I've never got any of that. I play it if I like it, and if I don't like it, I don't play it.
You're a simple man. I think we can all take take a leaf out of that book. The other thing, Stasis. Look, let's
sounds freeing.
What's that? Do it. Just embrace it for a little while. Go and do something else for a bit and wait.
Do you know what? It's funny seeing how happy people are when they just take a break from Destiny.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not unhappy. Like, I can play Destiny. Like, we played Iron Banner the other night and had a good time and had a laugh and all of that sort of stuff. And it's fine. but I'm not compelled to log into Destiny because there's not really all that much for me to do. I think that's the issue. I don't know. While we've been having this conversation, I've kind of been trying to ask myself, like, what would it take? What would be the thing that would, for me to like go, yes, I'm insanely excited for this again. I don't even know what that would be. I would need to be probably, from my perspective, some kind of serious like PvP system, like a ranked system, or
like some sort of PvP mode.
You know what? Ascendant Nomad's video that he did with Neris before Christmas was excellent, and I think that like if there is a conversation starter piece that people are looking for, that is it. Go and look it up. Fucking turn this podcast off right now and go and watch that, because it is very, very considered and well thought out and incredibly well depicted through Neris as well. So yeah, check that out, because I think that's basically where we need to get to re-engage what's half of the population of the game at this point. The other thing in the TWAB, look, I don't know. I'm struggling to even be motivated to read through the TWAB because it doesn't fucking. I feel like there's nothing of serious note in there, right? Crucible fucking Vanguard tokens, go and hand them in. Just go and turn them all in, because at the end of the season they become redundant, and there's a new rank structure sort of thing that isn't particularly rewarding. Yeah, go and turn them all in, Matty. Go and turn them all in, and keep your eye out for a few god rolls. Or just don't, and then never have to worry about it ever again. They'll just be removed from you, cut from your person, and you'll never have to worry about it. So each rank reset, you'll get the opportunity to earn at rank 4, 3 upgrade modules, rank 7, 3 enhancement cores, rank 10, a seasonal ritual shader, rank 13, 2 enhancement prisms, rank 16, seasonal ritual emblem, and at reset, you'll get an Ascendant Shard. So there's a little bit in there for us. I don't know. It doesn't seem super exciting to me. I don't know. Getting rid of tokens in Destiny, great, because I'm sick of fucking tokens. I hate that system and have for a long time. Just give me the shit. I don't want to have to get the thing to turn into the thing to the fucking thing. Just give me the fucking thing that I want in the end, right?
I do the activity, you give me the loot.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Like,
all right, look.
I give you the money, you give me the donut.
Yeah. Not, I give you the money, you give me the fucking coupon. I take the coupon somewhere else, turn in the coupon. Yes. They give me a number in the queue, and then you walk back over to the place that you went and turn in the number, wait your turn, and then you get the thing that you fucking ordered to begin with.
Destiny is a festival where you can't use cash to buy your beer, and you've got to go to a separate vendor to get fucking.
It fucking is.
To get fucking oblong tokens to go trade for beers, non-refundable tokens.
Except the non-refundable tokens are in just time, right? The other universal currency. It's not money. It's just time. Time distilled into a little fucking biscuit that you go and turn in for whatever. All right. Look, let's get into the good news in the TWAB. They're nerfing fucking shit. Shadow diving hunters get fucked, get wrecked. You'll not be missed. Basically, the gist of it is the short-term goal for this process is to address the outlier stasis abilities and keep subclass decision-making interesting. What they've noticed is that a lot of people aren't using, well, I'll put it this way. Stasis seems to be a bit of the no-brainer, more powerful option. We all knew that was going to happen whenever they've introduced new subclasses in the past. It broke shit. Hammer Titans back in fucking Taken King were the bane of everyone's existence. It was broken. So this was always going to happen. But they're acting pretty quick, relatively quick anyway. We saw Warlocks get the treatment, get their pointy end of the stick very early on. Hunters are next. So I assume that at some point my, Titan super that lasts for 15 fucking years is probably going to get nerfed as well. So I started a Titan super before Christmas. I'm fucking still in it. No, I've killed 7,000 people.
Oy, oy, oy.
All right, so they are reducing the potency of Shadow Dive and Whisper of Fishes against Guardians, going live with update 3.0.2. Shadow Dive now has damage fall off versus unfrozen targets. Max damage range reduced from 50 to 5.
What?
From 50 to
What's that?
max range damage. What is that? What does that even fucking mean? Max range damage. That's like two things bundled into one. The maximum range damage. So like the damage at maximum range is reduced to 5. From 50. Okay. So that'll be like a very, very light tickle.
Are we talking about damage or are we talking about range? Are we talking about damage within a certain range?
I think we're talking about the damage at the maximum range.
Dude, you know.
Why does anyone watch this fucking podcast? Honestly.
You know that I always have an issue with nearly every TWAB with how stuff's written. It's not very clear.
Look, there's some unique metrics that get brought up in TWABs that have never been.
When you go to the fucking coding nerd and he tells you a fucking stat, whatever they're doing, you have to then translate that into the layman term. Don't just keep the same fucking title.
Max range damage. I feel like it's the damage at the maximum range of the ability.
So they should have said damage at max range.
Or is it? Yeah. Yep. I agree. All right. Cool. Damage reduction during ability.
This is how we get answered the code.
Maybe, like, I don't know. It's just dawning on me that we might just be a bit dumb.
Wait, so that's... Yeah, well, yeah, we are a bit dumb. But that's what I'm fucking saying. I shouldn't have to have a software engineering degree to understand a fucking 12.
Right, damage reduction during the ability is reduced from 50% to 25%. Damage reduction. Right. Damage
reduction?
Okay, so you'll be able to take more damage. What does it say? You'll take 25% more damage. You'll be able to. It says the damage reduction during the ability, right? So the damage reduction that you inherently get from casting the ability is reduced from 50% to 25%. So now...
That's fine.
Okay.
You take more damage. You take more damage when you fuck it.
You'll take 25% more damage.
More.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you... Right, okay. Reduced max min damage versus non-super player. This is just becoming a meme. Reduce max min damage versus non-super players from 42 to 22 to 30 to 4. This is a football game. No, what it is
it's like
is
people who have never watched cricket and you're talking cricket and you're like
2 for 22.
I'm like, I don't get it. Well, what do they mean?
Look, if you're just playing along at home, I'm deliberately stringing this out because it's something to laugh about, because it's been a pretty serious podcast so far, even if it is just you laughing at our dumb mean matter. All that they're talking about here is, the max min that they're referring to is the current damage setup, which is 42 to 22. That is now 30 to 4. Okay?
Wait.
Easy.
No, I don't. What's max min coming from?
Max min is like the maximum current is 42.
What? Damage.
I don't even know. Reduced maximum to minimum damage versus non...
Wait, can I tell you a story, right?
Yes, please. Please, sir.
Okay. You see what I'm doing log here, right? I want to tell you about my high school experience. I think everyone knows I'm a little bit different, right? And the way that I think about stuff's a little bit different. And whenever we had to learn something, someone would understand, like, whatever it was, a math problem or physics, whatever. And then I would say a dumb, like, something dumb like what I'm saying to log now. But yeah, but have you thought about it this way? And it would fuck everyone up. And then everyone would be like, oh, now I can't stop thinking about it. Like, now this makes no fucking sense. Now this makes zero sense.
Yeah, but it made sense
and that
to
was
you.
basically my childhood. Yeah.
Oh, you do. You've always thought a little bit different to everyone else. I'll give you that. That's one of those things. Right. Look. What I'm going to get into. We're going to leave
Shadow Dive is not as strong.
Shadow Dive is
but
being
it's not
nerfed.
Shadow Dive, right? It's the freeze.
It's the combination of the Whisper of Fishes fucking thing.
It's a fucking explosion from being frozen.
Yeah, and that's
Shadow Dive, a trigger, fucking
trigger.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah, so they're reducing basically the spread of that explosion on the hit. Right, it's the Whisper of Fishes fucking artifact or whatever the fuck the thing's called. I can't even remember. That's what they're ultimately tuning. It's sort of like the combination of Shadow Dive in its function, the way it works with that particular thing makes it fucking broken. So they're addressing more the
50 out of 5.
Yeah. So that's what's happening.
What's a min max?
I don't know. Fucking numbers, mate. Look, we're just going to move on. I don't care. Fucking Hunters, you're getting nerfed. Look, Sassy will find a way to break it again inside a week. He was telling me about this weeks before fucking everyone in the community was going nuts about it. He's like, this is fundamentally fucking broken. It's wrong. It shouldn't be in the game. And I said, it's not that bad. And then everyone twigged on because people started making fucking YouTube videos about it. And it ruined everyone's life. So now it's getting nerfed. The thing I'm not happy about, and I'm calling bullshit on this is another short-term goal. Investigate the efficacy of the Stasis Titan Behemoth Super. We want to let the above changes settle to see where the Behemoth stands in our PvP hierarchy. But this is next on our radar. I mean, if you're going to nerf everything else, chances are the fucking Behemoth Super is going to look pretty shit hot. So that's going to get nerfed very soon as well. So just take that as read.
What? Investigate the efficacy?
Yeah.
That's not how I'd use that word in research. What are they? What sense they using efficacy?
They've been reading a lot of COVID vaccine fucking write-ups, the efficacy rates of the vaccines, I think, and it's just slipped in there Freudian style.
Well, efficacy is like the effectiveness under test conditions. So they're saying we're gonna investigate the effectiveness of Titans under laboratory conditions. We want to let the above change.
Toxic games is fucking turner. So yeah, look, the midterm goal: improve PvP subclass usage and win rate balance. So addressing the Stasis ability outliers will help us lower the ceiling, but we also want to pull up other underperforming light subclasses, which is great. So maybe there's, you'll be able to get your old love back. I don't know.
Okay, they're using efficacy in the other definition: ability to produce or desired intended result.
There you go. Did you Google
efficacy? That makes I did Google it because I'm like they're obviously not using the research efficacy, no, because that makes no fucking sense.
In your defense, is the one that you would bump into more often. But look, there you go, Mylan Games clearing it up and apologising on the spot for being a little bit wrong, as we all are from time to time.
I just get
it fucking confused me.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
I mean, they could have used any word there. It could have been fucking potency. It could have been anything. I don't know why it needed to be efficacy, effectiveness. Midterm goal is to review our ability to gunplay balance in PvP. It's out of whack, and I think that's why so many people fucking hate Stasis. To be honest, I feel it. Destiny right now is as much about your abilities, if not more so, than gunplay. And I think that's a balance that, by judging by their comments there, that they're looking to definitely bring back, peel it back a bit. It says Destiny as a game is both explosive magic moments and intrinsically satisfying gunplay, especially in our 3v3 playlists. The usage of abilities has climbed as we introduced more and more ways to charge them quickly. We're still in very early discussions, but we're looking into restoring a better balance where proper gunplay is rewarding in these playlists. Yay. Just make the abilities worse.
Oh, remind me. I'll give you an update on display.
Okay. Is that a podcast one, or is it going to get really pointed and you're going to do it not on the podcast? You left it very late for a tease. All right, cool. Well, look, that's about the TWAB. Sadly, not a lot to glean from it in the positive context beyond Shadow Dive Hunters getting the treatment. So there you go. All right, now we can talk about whatever we want. Maddie?
No, I can't even bother talking about display because I'm just going to get too angry about it. But essentially, but now I'm going to talk about it. Essentially, Bungie's been enforcing their copyright, which is fair play, but they've also been doing it incorrectly and claiming display stuff that basically is not their work. And after speaking to, I'm going to get fired up. Anyway, what we tried to do is the right thing after speaking to their lawyers, rather than dispute it, because basically Bungie won't have the process to dispute it correctly and it's going to take too much fucking time. It's just quicker for us to re-upload our artwork, which they claimed, which wasn't Destiny assets, and just make sure we don't have Destiny tags on it, rather than going through the whole legal process of it, which the lawyer was like, they'll probably be on our side because copyright's got a really big umbrella and is basically in favor of the person who holds copyright. And, you know, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, yeah, that's why you guys take fucking dance moves and sell them on the market, mate. Yeah, but you know what? It's okay. Dance moves aren't copyright. You can't copyright dance moves, even though you're not fucking making them themselves. You're just taking pop culture. And anywho, we thought we'd do the right thing, and we'll see. And I was advised to pursue getting a license so we could sell official Bungie stuff. Computer says no. They just responded back, said no, we're not doing it. So we either in a position where Gamma Trap stops drawing Destiny artwork, and we do stuff that is non-Destiny based, so we can sell it, which is, I think, what we're going to have to do. So I'm going to have to make some sort of announcement video. It's probably going to cause a ruckus. It's fair. It's fair as fair. Like, I guess I don't want people selling their assets. So, you know, we can't do a Shaxx piece and sell it. And that's fair. But if we're going to do this route, I also going to be really pissed off if they keep claiming stuff that's from Gamma Trap's mind. Do you know?
Yeah.
Looking
back, right? Obviously there's been a hell of a lot of conversations you and I have had about this, and I don't have a dog in the fight as much as Gamma and you are both my good mates. I kind of look at it from a layman's perspective, being neither an artist nor a, video game developer. But I look at Gamma's art, and for the most part, I'd say probably half of it is just, it's clearly alluding to Destiny, but it isn't of Destiny things, right? And that's on purpose.
See, I even got told by the lawyer, if it's inspired by Destiny, you're probably real close to the line of copyright. I'm like,
that's bullshit. That is an outright fucking lie. Because you know what? Does George Lucas own Destiny? Because I'm pretty sure it was inspired at some point by fucking Star Wars, right?
That's what I said in my head. I didn't fucking say that.
The light and the dark. Fucking, honestly, get fucked. Okay? That. Oh, now I'm going to get pissed. Fuck, this could end bad. The thing that makes me fucking sad about this is that there are people like Gamma who work their fucking ass off to enrich the community, right? That's what it is. Gamma, more so than anyone, is, even in times where Destiny as a game, like right now, is fucking struggling, is still out there producing artwork that furthers and enriches the community. People love his shit. And, there's how many fucking followers has he got on Twitter that'll, testify to that, right? And all they're doing in doing this is coming along with a big fucking stick and going, oh, mate, thanks for enriching our community. By the way, you can't, live off that in any capacity. We want to just claim it.
And here's the thing that pisses me off. What Gamma Trap does is way more transformative than me sitting on stream playing fucking on Twitch for 8 hours a day, right? I think Twitch and live streaming is way more infringing on copyright than Gamma Trap taking a character and drawing it. But the bottom line is Twitch doesn't hurt their bottom line. It makes it better. But me selling Gamma Trap's artwork does impact their sales of merchandise and other stuff. So it's like, okay, I understand. Like, fair play. That's within your rule set. What I don't really like is just the uneven application of, like, I mean, fair play as well. Mate, you're the company. You get to pick which rules. You get to pick and choose which rules you want to enforce. And you'd be like, well, Twitch really helps us make money. So, and in fact, I think Destiny would be fucking dead without Twitch. Deader than it ever had been. I think Twitch fucking has kept it on life support for definitely many years. And so, cool. We won't have an issue with people doing that. Same with YouTube. You can make money. This is the fuck thing. I can get Gamma Trap to make artwork, feature it on a YouTube video, monetize a YouTube video, have sponsors on the YouTube video, and that's all fair play. But I can't take that same piece that I'm monetizing on YouTube and sell it on a piece of canvas. Or I can't sell it digitally. I can't sell it to you as a digital one. But if you steal it off the YouTube channel, that's fine. Because I don't own it, so I can't come after you. I understand Bungie's trying to protect the investment, and that's what the conversation with the lawyer was about. Sure. I don't. What I don't like seeing is Bungie just saying shit like, we're here for the community. No, here's what I don't like about this whole scenario. It's sort of classic Bungie approach. They got a third company in to enforce their IP who knew nothing about the IP. They incorrectly claimed some of our greatest selling pieces that had no Destiny assets in it. And Bungie provided zero legal pathways for me to dispute it. Bungie points the finger at Displate. Displate points the finger at Bungie. I said I sent legal documents to Displate saying I own this. This is original concept. And they're like, nah, we're going to side with Bungie. I speak to Bungie lawyers. I speak to Bungie and they say, nope, you got to go to Displate to dispute it. And you want to start filing legal stuff, then you can do that. I'm annoyed with the process of it. The fact that they haven't done the right thing. And then we're going to get all these claims how we love the art community and we want to be better about them. We want to do this and that and fucking all this kind of shit. And it's all just dog shit, man.
It does seem that way, man. It says you can't promote people and then fucking hit them on the head the second that, like, look, this is an angry podcast.
Oh, it's been angry today. Anyway, look, I've got a couple more steps before you get a video like this on my YouTube channel where I decide, do I just want to burn all those bridges now? Like, do I care anymore? And to be honest, if my other content takes off and Twitch really takes off, I'm just going to throw everyone on the bus. And you got to see the fucking craziest video ever. And I'm just going to fucking throw everyone under the bus. Any fucking bad interactions I've had, I'm just going to let it all out. But at the moment, we're not at that point yet. And I would really like a nice working relationship with Bungie still. And I don't want to be throwing secrets out there yet. But like, this has been going on since November now. I've done everything that's been asked of me and I still have no resolution. And, you know, it's not really a small amount of money either. Well, it is, but
it's Gamma's fucking livelihood. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it's a small amount of money. Like, it's not anything that would in any way jeopardize the ongoing continuation of Bungie in any way. But for Gamma,
I think they call that an ats cross. When I burn all my bridges.
I don't know.
But here's the thing, right? Do you want to be on the blacklist when they release a new IP? Oh, we're probably not getting a fucking invite anyway because we live in Australia.
True. I don't know. Look, There's great people there.
It hurts my soul, Log, because of how much shit we help out Bungie ANZ and trying to be part of the community and help prop up Australia and promote a game for free, which we've never been paid for.
Yeah, I know, but we do it because we love the game. But look, it's hard to do that at the moment. I'll say that straight out. It is fucking hard to keep the faith right now with all of this shit. And like, this has been, obviously the displate stuff's been bubbling along in the background for, quite a while now. And it's definitely colored both of our perceptions of things, as well as other things that have happened in the past that weren't particularly fucking savory either. So we keep on keeping on, I guess. And I don't know.
So anyway, I actually haven't told Gamma Trap that we can't get the license, because we were sort of excited because I would have been happy to pay for a license. Would have been happy to split profit. Like, this is how fucking I just feel like Bungie's always chasing their tail. Like, look how big the artwork community is. They've already started testing with selling like Gamma Trap's artwork and splitting the profits. Like, why not expand that now?
Yeah, give him the avenue.
Why not give licenses out?
We said this months and months ago when this first fucking happened. Is it like, okay, if they want to enforce, like that this is their intellectual property, that's fine. But give artists the avenue to both enrich the community and live off this shit at the same time. Because it's like Gamma as a fucking artist, right? He's on another level. If he's a musician, he's a fucking household name, right? If he's a fucking streamer, he's glad. He's at that level of standing in terms of like he's the dude in the community for that, right? That is it. But there's nothing being done to support that. At all. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's fucking shit me off the more we talk about it.
Anyway, so I guess what's the next steps? I can't get a license. So the next one really is I guess I talk to Gamma Trap whether we even do Destiny artwork anymore. And we basically sell that. And if we get strike down again, I'm going to have to talk to DMG on that and be like, look, man, this is fucked. And then start looking at whether we can resolve it internally. And if we can't resolve it internally, then you get a fucking angry video. Because at the end of the day, that's my only stringer that I can pull. And everyone's be like, oh, you're creating drama. Like, I don't have the resources to start legal proceedings in America about fucking copyright of a poster. That's what it comes down to. And the power of YouTube and people is that if you can make enough people fucking angry, you can cause a change. And I think me and Gamma saying we're no longer doing Destiny artwork is probably enough of a catalyst, with the backstory of fucking months of me trying to resolve this and even offering to pay for a license so we could do it properly. And then deciding we can't do the license, so we might as well make generic artwork, and then that being bopped by an ill-informed third-party contractor with no avenue of doing, which is now having financial impacts on both Gamma Trap and I. It's not a hard sell.
No, not at all. No, look, I don't know. You're preaching to the choir a bit by talking to me about it. But we've summoned him.
What about CFB?
We've fucking summoned him.
Gamma Trap's here. We've summoned him. Gamma,
you know what?
This is not,
you know what?
Gamma.
We're talking about
this. Is not the way to. It's not the way to tell you, Gamma. It's not the way to tell you. But licensing got back to me, and they basically said, "Computer says no. We're not selling licenses for that." Surprise!
All right, we're going to
so
end
we need to decide what we do.
End on the one positive note of the last week. That's what we're going to do.
What's that?
We're going to end on the one positive thing that's happened over the last week. That Bungie...
Oh, that's I've had heaps of positive things.
I know.
I've had heaps of positive things.
There's one positive Destiny thing. They went after the fucking Gator cheats or whoever the fuck. And they've put them out of business. So, hooray.
Nice.
That's good. That's yeah.
See,
right.
that's a good use of defending their IP.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. The whole thing just disillusions the living shit out of me. Okay. Anyway, Matt, do you want to tell us why you go and collect hard drives in fucking third world countries with heavily weaponized friends?
So we, get licensed? No, we don't get licensed. Look how sad he is.
Oh, fuck. We're sorry.
No. Can I talk about my experience of going full time?
Yes. Definitely.
So my second day at work got hosted randomly by Aqua FPS, who he's probably bigger on YouTube. No, he's still big on Twitch. Like, that's the thing, when you get these big channels on YouTube, they often have a big viewership too. So like, he doesn't stream every day. He's not doing the content grind like that, but he'll stream every second day and make videos from it. And I got hosted 2,500 viewers on my second day.
It was pretty nuts. Yeah.
And Aqua's like a super genuine, nice guy. And he's done previous collaborations with General Sam, another YouTuber with like 1.2 million subscribers, something like that. And General Sam is like, he's not even like, he's beyond log. He doesn't hold back at all.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I didn't know who the fuck he was before all of this shit, and I've been watching his shit like going back years now. So basically, I'm going to start doing YouTube and just steal his whole fucking thing. And
yeah, that's literally what I've been trying to do. These are people that I actually was watching to try to work out the formula of because they make content on anything, and that's sort of the goal. That's the dream. Fuck, if I can get to the point of being able to play any game and have a laugh with it and people watch it, like that's where it's at. So that's these people that I look up to. Anyway, General Sam's just a massive shit stirrer. He's got to have Australian genes in him, and he always makes fun of Aqua. So when I got hosted by Aqua, I basically tore into Aqua after he just gave 2,500 people over to me. It was the equivalent of me hosting like someone with 0 viewers and them saying I prefer Bife.
You'd love that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was funny anyway. It was good. Well played. It was a great introduction. I mean, especially, given that like you weren't playing too much Taki in that before Christmas. At least you weren't streaming it. You sort of come back into that a little bit sort of after. They had a wipe Christmas Eve. So I started playing again Christmas Eve. Yeah.
And got
how does that work? That's basically it wipes the entire fucking game because it's a beta still, isn't it? It's still
yeah. So what happens is you start off with all the dog shit guns.
Yep.
And there's vendors like you would have a Core Array and Zaval. You have all vendors, right?
Yep.
And at level 1, they sell you dog shit, and at level 2, they show you better stuff. And you've basically got to do bounties for them to level them up, and you've got to level your character up as well. So when you get to level 40 and you've done most of their bounties, you have max traders, right? It's a difference between being able to having access to an exotic weapon in PvP and having a fucking pistol, having Traveler's Chosen. Like, that's sort of the difference in it. And so what happens in a wipe, everyone gets reset, all their trader levels get reset back to 1, everyone's back on an even playing field. Nobody has good guns, nobody has good armor, everyone's running dog shit. And you have to do all your quests again.
Okay.
So the population increases, and what happens is you get much better gunfights, because when you get to the high levels, it's like one sniper shot, you're dead. They added a new sniper in the game, and the bullets cost 7,000 per bullet, but it will one shot you regardless of whatever you're wearing, right?
Yeah.
So when it hasn't been a wipe for a while,
it gets really
Taki
stale.
become
really brutal and sweaty, and yeah.
I'm dead. Yeah, but when everyone's got dog shit guns, it's really fun because you're having these epic battles and there's grenades going off and flashbangs and people are, trying to hit you. So that's why the wipe's the best.
If that's the case, then why don't they just make that the game? Like, why bring guns in? I mean, I guess it's the same with Destiny, right? Like, it's like eventually you get a mountaintop that comes along and fucks the game for everyone. But
you need the chase. You need the chase.
Okay.
Because there's always a chance that you being a shit player, like especially Sassy and Senshi, they'll hide in a bush and they'll get lucky, right? And this massive dude would come along with all the best gear and they'll get a lucky headshot and you gobble that up. And then all of a sudden you've got all their gear. That's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, right.
Is that difference. But it does get a bit stale because, of course, like a meta forms. And so whoever ranks up their traders first has a real advantage in the first couple of weeks because it gives you access to all the best guns with less recoil, with better bullets. It gives you better armor. And so when you come against a fucking Destiny blueberry that's using a pistol, they basically can't kill you. And you can just shit on them. And that's why it's fun.
That's fucking toxic, but fair enough.
Dude,
it's fucking
Division. Did you ever play Division PvP?
I played the Division when it first came out, like for maybe a month.
But did you play the Dark Zone?
Yeah, a bit.
Remember the feelings of stealing people's shit?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's like that on crack. It's that on crack. It really is.
I mean, it's funny because it's probably the one thing that the one crossover point of it and Sea of Thieves, right? Like, because Sea of Thieves, like, you don't steal anything from people that's got utility, but you can fuck people over and steal all of their shit and turn it all in, and you get rich instead of them. So, I don't know. I feel like the inherent meta of the games that we're into now is fucking people over. Do you feel like if we made a heel turn, is that what's happened to us over Christmas? Matt and I went away and became worse people. All right, look, we'll open the chat up if you've got anything you want us to talk about. Maybe shit that isn't gonna fucking get us angry because we're kind of fucking angry already. I don't know. I mean, if it's angry shit, who cares? Whatever. See what happens. Tamsin, g'day. Yeah, I look confused. I've been watching you play Rust. I've been watching you and Tolga and that play Rust. There's a Destiny, not a fucking an Australian Twitch server on Rust.
I sort of want to and don't want to do.
I feel like we'd be the guys that would ruin the experience for everyone else because of our inherent inability to take things seriously.
That would be good if me and you could do it.
Yeah, but like everyone else will be like building civilizations and we'll be running around with fry pans on our head burning stuff down or something. I don't know.
But you know what I was saying about this, right? I honestly think, someone says talk about the judo stream. I will talk about the jiu-jitsu stream as well. I think, for me anyway, pinnacle content is the random encounter with the random person in games like DayZ and Rust, and you've got the VoIP. It's a story. It's a natural story, and no one knows where it's going. And I love that kind of interaction. Rust doesn't look like my kind of game at all. The only thing I would be doing in there is to basically try to piss people off or to ask funny questions or to interact or do something like that. Yeah. Blasius is fucking hilarious because he's, he does all these voices and that. My only thing that I think is when you have all streamers on there, it's like if you go to a party and everyone has the same job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, yeah, it's like everyone. You need to be a particular type of person, at least in some respect, to be a streamer. But that also, even just in the few little instances of Tamsin's stream that I've managed to catch, it works because everyone's like full tilt personality with it. And it's just kind of like, it's super zany.
It can go both ways.
Yeah,
it can go both ways because sometimes it's like there's too many people trying to make content from whatever's happening. And then other times you get a much more natural pace of like letting a story unfold. And I think it will get better as people do it more. Because I think if you look to like the more experienced like role play streams, like the GTAs and stuff. You know, it's not. It never really seems forced or anything like that. You know, and everyone's a streamer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, it's good to see that, you know, there you go. Tamsin's out and found her fucking thing, and she's got Rust. I've got Sea Thieves. You've got Taki. Everyone's finding a little thing to do, and it's good. It's good.
Yeah, as long as you're not getting to the point of that's what I'm trying to say. Us three crews, like everyone trying to outdo each other, and it's hard because there's a certain personality type with streaming, right? And you've got your stream, so everyone's trying to cater for
their own stream. Yeah, I think
you want to talk.
I think being Aussies, it works. Like it's basically an ANZ thing. I think Prawlin's in there. He started it. He's from New Zealand, so there's that. It's pretty understated. I've really enjoyed just sort of watching it. I don't know that it's the sort of thing that I don't know. I don't like crafting and shit in games. I don't get it. Like if I want to build something, I'll build a fucking trampoline out the back IRL. No one gave a fuck about that. So why would I go and make a fucking brick wall in a game? How did the jiu-jitsu stream go this morning, dude? I didn't get to tune in, but Matt actually did a live stream of him rolling. So, yeah.
Yep. I did jiu-jitsu. I've got back in it pretty heavy. I'm training. This is my sixth session this week. So
Jesus.
I've been training every day, only for an hour. And chat confirmed Chris is the better looking twin. Everyone was extremely well behaved. So we had a blue belt called Scotty, who he's such a cunt to wrestle. He's like, mate, I went back and watched the footage and I like thought to myself, it looks like I'm not doing anything. I was trying. And I feel like you don't. Nah, people don't understand. And I really hope that one day we're gonna keep doing this, and I fucking hope I can get some of you keyboard warriors down to the gym, just so you can feel what it feels like. Because that would be horrible. A funny day. It would be a funny day to go through Twitch chat roles.
I've said this to Matt. Matt reminds me a lot of one of my good mates that was heaps into his MMA stuff, and would just, you know, like we were mucking around in backyards and shit. If you aren't in any way prepared for it, it is probably the most powerless feeling you can feel in your life, and like. It's frightening, man. So while Matt's trying, probably he might not look like it. Dude, respect for getting in there, right?
It was fun. You know, we have the same amount of people watching that as we did when we fucking play video games. There's a couple of things I need to do to improve the stream. I think I'm going to go get a gimbal just to help out with the camera shake. And apart from that, I think we'll make it a weekly thing. It was a cool way to start my Saturday. Like, get an extra session in, roll with the boys. Chat was talking shit.
I thought you were going to do what you did last Saturday, which was take Billy to the park and then argue with all your friends about politics. It's definitely more positive than that.
More than that.
That was like the low note. That was the low note of my audience participation of your stream probably ever, is like legitimately fucking arguing. Yes, what are you going to say?
You know what we haven't talked about?
What?
And this is a special treat for everyone in the end of the stream.
Okay.
My Bucks night.
Oh, dude. We haven't
even caught up.
No, we haven't. It's been a busy week. All right. Okay. You need to
for the American chat, by the way. A Bucks night is your bachelor party. Okay. And apparently we do very different things. The reason why I thought about it is because at one point of the night, right, it was 1, 2 a.m. It was getting close to the end. Like the herded, there was only the
herded
real,
fitting, the most dedicated.
Yeah, it was basically my cousins left and a couple others. My cousins and my brother-in-law, I think, right? And I'm over at the backyard vomiting. And I don't know if my mind made this up or not, but I hear my cousin. He's always been like everyone saw today. Like, I'm not a big dude, right? and my cousin is bigger than my twin brother Chris. Now you guys have seen people. My cousin's bigger than Chris. He's broader shoulders. He's 120 kilos, something like that. And I hear him saying, "Oh, Matt does heaps of training, but I could still knock him out if I wanted to." So middle of the yak, I know I've already had like a fucking bottle of Captain Morgan. I am absolutely plastered. I come over. I just go, "What you say, Ken?" And I just keep going, "Let's go then. Let's fucking go on the grass right now." The most Australian thing you will ever see. He rips off his shirt, rips off his pants, just in his jocks. Marches over to the grass. And he's like, "Are we punching?" I was like, "Well, I don't want to lose teeth, so I'll just wrestle, okay?" I get him down. This dude, like, oh, fuck, my car. I had him in like a rear naked choke, and he just refused to tap. He just muscled through. He's like, "Ah!" just a full force. Right. I get on top. I get to full mount, and he just like, "I give up." He was completely fucked. He just tapped. I didn't even tap him out. He just tapped as soon as I got on top of him. He's like, "No, I can't do it." We go and sit down. Oh, and I never should. Anyway, we're lucky we didn't do it because it was close. He was like, "Oh, I would still knock you out though." Anyway,
actually throwing.
Yeah, like throwing punches, like. And but the funny thing was, so I'm the smallest cousin, so they're all 6 foot. He's 120. Chris is bigger and stronger, right? But I've always been the fighter. I've always had the fighting soul.
Yeah.
And Jason would beat the shit out of me every time we'd go over, like as kids. Like that, we didn't have the fucking Nintendo yet, so it would be like, "What do you want to do? Wrestle on the grass?"
Each other. Yeah,
basically. And he would just fucking throw us across the backyard.
Yeah.
And so my older cousin was like, "Yo, Matt just beat this shit out of you," and was just ripping on him the whole time. Anyway, he was like, "Oh, I'd still knock you out," and this is a long story. I distinctly remember this when I first started doing karate. We had like the sparring gloves. Right. And I'm like, "Oh, let's like," it was like novelty, right? We're like, "Oh, we'll just muck around." So we just had one each on the right hand. And I'm like, "Just go easy." And he just goes, "Fucking bots!" Like straight on my jaw. There's the closest I've been to being knocked out in my entire life out of 5 competitive MMA matches. Right? I was like, "What are you doing?" They were just having fun. He's like, "No, I needed to knock you out because I know you're better than me." And you hurt. Right? So he gets back and he starts talking shit like fucking, "Oh, but if it was stand up, I'd knock you out." I was like, "Jace, mate, I've been training jiu-jitsu, but I've also been training a lot of fucking MMA and Muay Thai. Like, yeah, I know what your plan is. You're going to do one big swing, and then if you don't knock me out, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But I really don't feel like we should do this because someone's going to hit their head and die. Just get their teeth knocked out." Fucking,
put a real downer on the wedding if you did.
Bare knuckle fucking fight. Anyway, that was one part of the Bucks night. The first part of the Bucks, we went, this was a great idea. This was like Chris's idea, I think it was. We went clay pigeon shooting.
Hey, yeah, all right. Yeah, that's cool.
So we had shotguns in an outdoor range, right? Had all the lads there, and you get a practice round, like a bunch of practice rounds, and then you do like a little competition, see who wins and whatever. And I've never done it before, so you have the clay pigeon thingies, and they like, one goes away from you, one comes to you, one goes across you, and you just fucking rolling around with a shotgun. It was really fun. So anyways, I started blasting.
I read that at exactly the time. It's fucking weirded me out, actually. It threw me. I'm like, shit, Matt's finally in my head.
Right. So that's the first. That was the first activity. If you don't know, Bucks nights in Australia typically follow a pattern. Is you go and do an activity, you do go-karting, shooting, paintball, whatever. And then everyone comes back to someone's house, usually the best man's house or someone close in the groom's party. So it was my brother's house. And you have entertainment, which is a nice way of saying topless ladies come to serve the drinks. And then you get embarrassed with a striptease. Yeah. I got fucking brutalized. So the boys gave me, and also, by the way, you're also wearing embarrassing shit the whole day. So you either get given so I got given tight pink sweatpants that I literally couldn't even get over my ass. Like I couldn't pull them up over my ass. My ass had been hanging out the whole fucking day. And a pink tank top with a cowboy hat. First thing the stripper does when I was getting the lap dance, she rips off my fucking pink tights. So I'm just sitting there in my undies in front of all my mates, just lockstep. Look, a lot of Americans were shocked by this, but it's the standard package is they whip you with their belts. They might set you on fire. It's a little magic trick. They get shaving cream and they'll run the shaving cream and then light it up and then they'll whack it, right? And they'll usually pour hot wax on you too. They'll get a candle and fucking pour that everywhere. And so, yeah, I was just basically brutalized for fuck knows how long it was. I don't know. I have very vague recollection of the night. And that's the Bugs night. Have fun.
We're never going to be able to pretend to be fucking even remotely civilized human beings ever again.
But I mean, that's every Bucks night. That's what every Bucks night is in Australia. That's it.
It's. I don't know if that's just an Australian thing, but like the humiliation aspect is kind of the purpose of it. It is like it was the same at mine. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a story for another time. We've already run over time. We can do that another week when we've got nothing better to talk about.
Americans don't do that.
That and like it's not really a Bucks unless there's you know like the checklist of things and it ends at least in one fight. Like I don't know. That makes us just seem like complete nutterbogans, and we probably just are.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I got my armpits waxed too.
Fuck, that shit hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm laying on the ground in my fucking jogs. And before I know it, I see this. I'm like, what's. Ah!
Yeah, that's. I don't know. Look, for all the ladies out there, if you do that, man, you like that is some dedication. Jesus Christ. No way. It's.
Yeah, and then I knocked out my cousin. I had a perfect Bucks night. I did the typical thing. You can't say I didn't do fucking that. It was done.
But that's it. So, like you do it once, ever. Oh, I mean, hopefully, unless you know, things fall through, but whatever. Like you have, you know, you plan to do that once, right? And you have this one, you know, like it's not like you're out there fucking philandering or anything. It's kind of this built around like every man you know in your life attending this event, and like there was a, you know, like, and it's about
my dad. And my uncle were there.
Yeah, but it's about like every man in your life simultaneously trying to break you one way or another while also drinking. And that's what it was. Mine ended up, my dad dislocated one of my mate's arms in a fucking arm wrestling contest. At the Lowenbrow in Sydney, because we went down to Sydney and we were just on this massive long table, everyone's arm wrestling and we're having this big arm wrestle contest. My dad smashed everyone. Pog slaughtered everyone. And it just became everyone sort of being beaten by my dad and then everyone else that was already beaten yelling out feats of strength. That was it. That was basically it. And then there was another night where we went on a cruise, but I'll tell that's a I don't even know if
that's terms of service.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, back in the band days, things were different. All right, well, look, we might wrap up there. I feel like we've managed to come full circle and get all the venom out and then end up laughing. So I'm happy with that.
That's a good one.
I think that's good. All right, we're going to find someone to host. But I don't know. I feel like this year's going to be a little bit different for the DDU one way or another. I feel like we're kind of in uncharted territory. Matt's full time. I'm, I don't know, increasingly angry. Who knows where we're going to end up? So if you've been around for a long time, we appreciate you. If you've just come and met us today, we appreciate you being here. But look, just be good to each other. All right, that's all we ask. You can be pissed off about games. Just don't be dicks to each other. That's it. That's all. That's it. All right, Maddie, where's the law going to find people?
The law's going to find.
Oh, fuck, here we go. I don't know. What have I done?
The law's going to find you. With an embarrassed Marlin standing in his bonds jocks. And you go, oh, what's that? And you have a peek down the back. There's hot wax down there. There's oil. There's whip marks. And what is that? The law.
The law will find you in Matt's ass crack.
Yep. See you later, kids.
Bye.